411 is a powerful time management productivity tool. And we use this for setting our yearly goals. And then we break it down into our monthly goals and then to our weekly goals. Now, on this worksheet, we're only going to put what we call our big rocks. So those are the levers that will make the biggest impact in our business. So on this example here, I'm going to actually make this a little bit bigger so you can see this, but we have actually the top section here that shows we have our yearly goals here at the top, and we're looking at the job, business, personal, and personal finance. So we have these 4 separate categories that we use for the year in planning, and we also then break those down into our monthly goals here for the month: job, business, personal, and personal finance. And then we break it down into our weekly goals. The same thing here: job, business, personal, and personal finance. So if we look at the top section here, our annual goals, this is the year of 2019. So the job would be the things that I'm actually going to do. So the things that you're going to actually do here. And using the example that we had set for the CGI goal of to net about $100,000, and our GCI in order to do that is 166,858. And so that's the GCI that we're looking here to have at the end of the year. And then in order to do that, we need to take 12 listings, and you will close 18 sales. And then the average sale price of $315,000. Again, we take that from the example on the CGI video. And then here I've just added that we're going to recruit a minimum of 5 people to our downline. So this is the business as a whole. This is what the business is going to do. This is what we want the business to do here. Then we look, okay, well, how are we going to do that? So in order to take those 12 listings, we need to make 4,800 contacts. And that's basically counting in for 200 contacts to set an appointment and 200 contacts to take a listing. So 4,800 contacts for the year. And our next goal is to set 24 listing appointments. If we set 24 listing appointments, we expect to go on 12 listing appointments and then take 9 listings. The next goal here is to know my numbers. So basically you need to actually know what numbers you need, which is meaning, okay, how many contacts do I need to make in the year? Where am I at with that? How many listing appointments do I need to set? Where am I at with that? So really focusing on knowing those numbers is really important. So we're going to put that here as one of the goals. And then becoming proficient at learning. So the listing presentation, buyer presentation, handling objections, and knowing the scripts. And this could be anything, whatever you think that you need to learn for the year. So this example is just really the basic foundation of presentations, presenting, handling objections, knowing the scripts. So then we take that over here and look at personal. Well, what do I want to do in my personal life? And this could be, spiritually, physically, me time, anything like that, travel, anything can go on your personal side. Here I just put lose 15 pounds. I see people with that goal a lot on these 411s, so I just wanted to add that here. And then personal financial, buy an investment property, maybe save $20,000 for your down payment. So again, that could be anything here. It could be paying off debt, paying off a car, buying a car, saving for a car, something personal, financial, reducing your expenses, that type of thing. And then we look at for the month. So monthly goals here, if we have to make 4,800 contacts for the year, then I just took that out to 48 weeks, thinking 4 weeks off in the year. and 400 contacts per month would be the goal here. So you write that here. And this section here that I didn't talk about yet is actually the results. So we look at the goal here, 400 contacts. And then as you're progressing through your months, you carry over, okay, well, how did I do this month, right? So I said I was going to make 400 contacts, and I made an example, but the idea is to keep track of how am I doing. So the next section here, we're still looking at my job. What am I going to do? What are you going to do? Set 2 listing appointments per month. Hold blank number of open houses. Attend whatever function you need to attend, whatever that is, to a networking event or something like that. And then practice the open house scripts. Review the MLS statistics. So this is on a monthly basis, and this changes. Some of these change based on your results. So if you didn't make 400 contacts in this month, then the next month, in order to be on track, then you're going to increase that number. The business section here of the month is like, okay, so it comes down from here. I said I wanted to take 12 listings, and this one here in this month would be get 1 listing signed, and 2 closed sales, 1 buyer representation agreement signed, and recruit at least 1 person to the downline. So whatever your business goals here, you just break it down into the month, and then it feeds from the month into the year. Then here for my monthly goal, if I said I wanted to lose 15 pounds, one of the personal goals would be, hey, get a gym membership. That would be the first step. And then again, personal finances. If I say I want to buy an investment property and save $20,000, I might create a budget and start cutting expenses. So that type of thing goes there. Then you bring it down to the weekly goals. So the weekly goals, your 4 weeks feed into the 1 month and to the 1 year. So we're only going to complete 1 week at a time. This is one of those common mistakes. Some people will say, oh, I'll just break out my monthly goals and then do each week. And that's not the case here. This is the whole point of this, is to really keep us on track of where we're supposed to be, when we're supposed to be doing something. And as we finish out our week and check to see how we're doing, then we know how to create the next week. So in this section here, where my job is to make 100 contacts and say I only made 80, and then I know in this week, in order for me to be on track to meet my monthly goal, in order to be on track to meet my yearly goal, I'm going to have to make up this gap. So my gap needs to go in one of these weeks, and ideally it's going to go right here, so I can take care of the business right away. So I said I was going to make 100 contacts. I made 80. I already know that I need to make 100 contacts in this week, plus now I need to make up those 20. So my job this week would be 120 contacts. And then any other gaps here would need to be adjusted. This is also the time to look at, hey, well, what's working, what's not working, and do I double down on something else, right? So we just really want to assess, at the end of each week, you're taking your CEO time. It's your planning time. And that's where you're going to plan out, okay, great. Well, what am I going to do for this week? All right, I'm going to make 120 contacts. And what else am I going to do? I said I was going to hold 2 open houses last week, and I didn't. So I'm definitely going to hold 2 open houses this week. And then I'm going to practice my script. So this week I'm focusing on my listing presentation. I want to nail that. So what am I going to do goes right here. And each time you have your CEO time, that's the time to look at what's working, what didn't work, where were my challenges in the previous week, what objection did I get to setting that appointment, or what objection did I get at my listing presentation. And now, you know what, I really want to focus on that. I want to nail that. I'm not going to make that mistake again, or whatever that is. So then we add that here. And we just carry this over to the same thing with the business goals, 1 listing. If I didn't get the listing, I'm going to take it over here. I have to be very intentional about what I put here, only things that matter, the biggest things that make the biggest difference. So we call that your big rock. So 20% of your activities will result in the biggest amount of results for your business. So we really want to focus on that top 20%. That's going to make the biggest amount of difference. So the 20% makes 80% of the business. So And that's really what we want to focus on here. Things that don't go on here are your to-do list. So your to-do list, anything I have to, take to the dry cleaning or create a flyer, anything like that, that doesn't go on here. These are the lead generation activities that are going to get you the results that you need. So the lead measures go here. And then we also track the results so we know what lead measures to put on the following weeks. So that's basically your 411. You will have an example of this one and one other one in the Coach Drive for you. And there's also a whole class on this if you wanted to know more about the 411. If you're in KW Connect and you go to classes and you go to 411, you will find the whole course on the 411. It goes into much more detail. And that is it for right now.